Hi, my name is Joko. Can you guess what is my favorite snack? Yeah, it's chocolate. And today I will read the story of chocolate to you. Chapter 1. Chocolate Drinkers. 1,000 years ago, chocolate was a big secret. Only a few people drank it and nobody ate it. The first chocolate drinkers were farmers who lived by the rainforest in Central America. The rainforest was a jungle full of tropical plants, wild animals, and creepy coastlines. It was also home to the small cocoa tree that grows strange, bright pods. Monkeys knew all about the pods. They liked to break them over and suck out the sweet, white pulp. Then they spat out the bitter beans that were in the middle. If a bean landed on an earthy patch of forest floor, it grew into another cocoa tree. One day, a farmer copied the monkeys, and the taste of pulp, yum! He cried, sucking the pulp, yuck! He added spitting out a bean. Soon everyone was sucking pulp and spitting beans. But then some villagers noticed a delicious smell drifting up from a pile of rotting beans. Over the next few months, the farmer discovered a way to capture this smell by turning the beans into a drink. They let the beans rot for a few days under banana leaf, then put them out to dry in the hot sun. Next, they roasted the beans over a fire, ground them into a paste, and stir in water and spices. They call their new drink cocoa bath. It tastes very bitter, but they like it. I never taste that. To avoid hiking into the jungle for pods, the farmers planted cocoa trees in their own fields. Remember, it needs plenty of shade. The farmers were members of a huge group of people called Mayans. Before long, chocolate or chocolate was an important part of Maya life. Mayan kings and priests began to drink it every day. They light the froth best, pour it from high up to make more froth. At Mayan weddings, the bride and groom show their love for each other by exchanging 5 cocoa beans. In fact, people were so enchanted by the cocoa tree, they painted it on everything. their pots, their mugs, and even their wool. But preparing cocoa beans was hard work and took weeks. Most people were only allowed to drink chocolate was a special treat. Cocoa beans became so valuable. They were used as money. You could buy a rabbit for 10 beans and a slave for 1 hurry. It's only a small one. I give you 8 beans. What? Chapter 2. Learning the Secret. Hundreds of years later, a group of merchants arrived in a Mayan village. They had drawn for days to find exotic goods for the emperor. The merchants belonged to a fierce group of people called Aztecs. To avoid trouble, the Mayans offered them some of their precious beans. What are these for? They make a drink fit for the gods. Prove it. Then, when the Aztecs had learned the chocolate secret, they served a cup full to the emperor. He was delighted. Perfect, he cried, a cool, refreshing drink that doesn't make you drunk. And he ordered all his warriors to drink chocolate before they went into battle. Where the Aztecs lived was too cold to grow cocoa. So they had to buy their beans from the Mayans and carry them all the way home. The Aztec Emperor Montezuma was crazy about chocolate. He kept the royal warehouse piled high with cocoa beans. Sometimes he ordered 50 cups of chocolate a day, thinking they would make him richer and richer. That's bad. Never do that. Oh, go on, then just one more. The poorer people could only drink about chocolate. Over time, a legend grew up about where chocolate first came from. Once upon a time, the world has no chocolate, said the storytellers. Then Quetzalcoatl, the god of farming, appeared from paradise with a cocoa tree. Quetzalcoatl was the Aztec hero. They built him grand temples and left him chocolate drinks as gifts. But other countries had their eyes on the Aztecs' riches. Chocolate wouldn't stay a Central America secret for long. Chapter 3. Adding sugar. In 1519, a Spanish explorer named Hernan Cortes set out with an army to fight the Aztecs. After many battles, Emperor Montezuma wanted to make peace, and he invited Cortes to court. He gave Cortes his first taste of chocolate. It's delicious, but rather bitter. Cortes liked the chocolate, but he still conquered the Aztecs in 1528. When Cortes sailed home, his sacks were bursting with Aztec treasure, including cocoa beans. Back in Spain, Cortes served the chocolate drink to his friends. They decided it tastes better hot and with lots of sugar. It was so good, they kept it to themselves. But the Spanish Prince Philip soon heard about the drink. A group of monks took some visitors from Central America to meet him, and they bought a tub of chocolate paste as a gift. Just add water and drink it. It smells divine. Prince Philip was hooked. He made sweet, hot chocolate the drink of the Spanish courts. Chocolate gossip spread fast. People in Europe were talking about it long before they had even seen a photo. My friend's grand says it's amazing. My uncle says it tastes like milk cloud. But turning cocoa beans into chocolate taste took a long time, and it was very expensive. Sorry. Only rich Europeans had enough money to buy the drink. They would sit around in cafes, sipping hot chocolate and talking about the weather. Chapter 4. Chocolate Machines. It wasn't until inventors came up with the steam engine that things changed. Suddenly, lots of good could be made more easily, including chocolate. Factories were set up all over Europe, and turning cocoa beans into chocolate drinks became big business. Before long, the drink had stopped being just a handmade treat for the rich. Hooray! Cheap chocolates! A cup a day keeps the doctor away. In 1847, an English chocolate maker, Francis Fry, decided there would only be one thing better than drinking chocolate, and that was eating it. His problem was how to turn chocolate paste into solid balls. In Holland, Ken rat ran hunting provided half the answer. He invented a press that separated chocolate paste into brown cocoa powder and yellow cocoa butter. Fry noticed the cocoa butter hardness as it cooled. Maybe I can use that to make solid chocolate, he thought. He stirred warm cocoa butter into his chocolate paste. Add 3 scoops of sugar. Pour the mixture into square tubs and waited slowly. It went halfway. It had invented the world's first chocolate bar. In no time, factories were making bars of rich, dark chocolate. They call it delicious chocolate to eat. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, there lived a king maker named Daniel Peter. But candles were going out of fashion and he was losing money. When he fell in love with a chocolate maker's daughter, he had a brilliant idea. I make chocolate instead. By now, there was lots of competition in the chocolate business. Peter needed to make his bar special. He tried adding milk, but that made the chocolate too runny. Peter was stuck. Luckily, Henry Nestor lived next door, and he knew a lot about food. Are you sure about this? Nestor in his living making baby food. He soon found a way to thinking Peter's chocolate mix. In 1883, Peter won a gold medal. Wow! For his new creamy chocolate recipe. Milk chocolate was a hit. Chapter 5: Tasty Inventions. By the 20th century, people had learned how to make milk chocolate smoother, creamier, and even more tasty. We still use the same methods today. But first, the chocolate mixture is put through heavy rollers to squeeze out every lump. Then an enormous vat, invented by Rudolf Lind, is used to blend the mixture into a smooth, velvety paste. The chocolate is cool and warm until it was a glossy shine. Finally, it is poured into tray to set. For years, eating chocolate was only made in solid bars, but Milton Hershey, an American chocolate maker, thought bars were boring. In 1907, he tried squirting glossy chocolate into little pigs. When the pigs hardened, he wrapped each one in foil to make them look more exciting. I call them kisses. Then everyone will want one. It wasn't long before factories were making chocolate in all shapes and sizes. The next challenge was to mix chocolate with other scrumptious ingredients. In 1912, an American candy maker called Howard Campbell was feeling adventurous with his stirred peanuts, caramel, and marshmallow into glossy milk chocolate. Then he spooned gooey blobs of the mixture into a tray. As the chocolate set, the blobs hardened and Campbell took his first bite. It's deliciously gooey. He called his invention the Goo-Goo Custard. I never eat Goo-Goo Custard. It was one of the first mixed chocolate snacks and an instant success. That same year, a Berlin chocolate maker, Jean Neuhaus, made another leap in chocolate history. He invented hot chocolate shells that could hold soft fillings. After stuffing them with a creamy, nutty mix, he stirred them up with more chocolate. From then on, there was no stopping the chocolate makers. Silky caramel, cherry toffee, nutty almonds, creamy vanilla, you name it, they added it. Factories churn out hundreds of different chocolate snacks, while smaller companies made amazing chocolate by hand. Chapter 6. Chocolate Family. Can you guess who is the maker of chocolate? Not chocolate, but who is the makers who make the M&M? Now, I read for you. Some of today's chocolate companies are gigantic, but most of them began as small family business. In 1824, John Cadbury opened a shop in England. Along with tea and coffee, he sold his own drinking chocolate. It was so popular. Cadbury set up a cocoa and chocolate factory. Now Cadbury drinks and chocolate bars are sold across the globe. In 1911, Frank and Ethel Moss set up a business in America selling homemade buttercream candies. Their big break came in 1923 when Frank invented a melted milk chocolate bar. He made a fluffy multi nugget, topped it with caramel and coated it in milk chocolate. Then in 1941, the Sun Forest developed another sweet idea: sugar-coated chocolate drops that wouldn't melt in your hand. An American named Bruce Murray gave Moss some money for the project, so they called their new chocolate M&M's. He to Moss and Murray. Now you know Moss and Murray are making M&M's. Today you can buy the Moss family chocolates almost anywhere in the world, and they are nothing like the Mayors bitter drinks. When the Mayors first caught a whiff of rotten cocoa beans, they knew they had found something exciting. But they had no idea how popular chocolate would become. Now you know who are the makers of chocolate. Thank you so much, and I hope you like this video. And thank you for listening to me. Bye bye.